Good Tuesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV. Wow, it has warmed up. It is humid. Change of the weather is here as far as temperatures, but not the rain. Man, it's incredible, everybody. It's just incredible how it's just never-ending rain. This is back to me living in Jersey. My brother and sister couldn't stand Jersey because this is all it was. You'd get these summers where it just rained, and it was just so miserable. It was depressing because it was just week in, week out, overcast, humid, rain, couldn't do much. You remember those days? And this area really hasn't had that type of environment quite a few years. And here I am, coming across the driveway with my Honda hat on, which it's a full hat, so I don't get any rain on my head. But I just didn't change out of it for the Honda adventures yesterday, and pondering why that all plays out, which, it just doesn't end. But here we are. Going to the house, get the dogs out, wife's gone. Got my coffee. I'm out of all my little coffee container things. Those things are expensive, but I changed out of shoes. Those Merrell shoes, they are so uncomfortable. They're killing my feet. The first set I had squeaked. The second set I have, the damn things are so uncomfortable, they're killing my feet. Let me see if I can get in this house right here without spilling coffee all over myself. And how the... Hey there, pups. There they are. That's good. They're behaving for the most part. Okay. All right. Come on, let's get going here, gang. Good boy. Go bathroom outside the cage. Thank God. Wow. So really today, it's just supposed to be more overcast than rain. That's good. I got to go do jobs. I mean, I tell you what, man. I have been doing the same thing for the most part for 30 years. 30 plus years. And it's never ending of me having to crawl around my hands and knees. It's just I'm always on the manual labor job. And it's just, this week's a week of me just having to crawl around my hands and knees. And so to try to change my personal lifestyle this week will be more challenging. Come on, don't do that. No. Because of the work commitments that I have to be out in the field, taking care of problems and things that Brian just can't do. So, oh boy, the joy. Come on, pups. Don't get too far away. So, here we go. Last night I had a hell of a time getting this car to charge and plug in, and the end of it's broken. I don't know if I did it or if Brian did it. I have so many of those chargers. I have like 2 or 3 of those charging things. Hey, there's the Honda Goldwing 50th anniversary. I do give them credit for being pretty creative in that glass effect. It makes it look like a full motorcycle. All right, let's see what we got here. So, let's get you guys up in office, get you guys fed. That's kind of working. Seems like the system is working so far. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's get you guys up. So the guys got to know the routine. That's a good thing, right? And so you guys, you stay there. No, we're going to feed you guys. Go on, Will. Go on, Will. Go on, Will. So we'll do that. And I'm going to get over here at the garage. Closed. But it's so moist out that now everything's just like covered like in a wet surface. So get that closed there, and oh my gosh, just the adventures. The never-ending adventures on Ice Age TV of what I've created upon myself to bring entertainment to you guys. To unravel is a lot of work. This is turning into a lot of work, a lot of time of me trying to unravel so much stuff that I bought that I should have never ever bought. Never knowing a year later my life would be turned upside down because of the my daughter, moving on, which I never thought she'd move on that quickly. I really thought with the lifestyle she had here, she'd be very happy to be around, but love changes things. So, but hell, she's got in so many ways, she's got a better lifestyle now than she probably ever will have under me, because she's been blessed, I'll tell you that much. So we hope, I can only hope that for the best for her, because I worked very hard to try to have her be a great kid. And that's challenging as a parent. You know that if you have kids, you know very well. So Bob in Melbourne, Bob makes too much sense, Some of you guys just make too much sense. Bob's like, are you really going to ride those sport bikes? Well, believe it or not, the black CB 1000 R back there, the more cafe style bike, I have ridden that. That's a pretty nice bike, but, yeah, right. And then like the Fireblade, that's more of a collector's type of idea, to have a cigar in your mouth and tell everybody how cool your shop is. I mean, that's a lot of this right here. Is I always felt the artwork on wheels would definitely keep my channel entertaining, and people would be interested in me because of all the toys I have. But as we've seen through the hardships that I'm going through for material things, it just doesn't work that way. You're gonna have pretty art in your house, but it doesn't mean you're gonna be rich and ride off of people's curiosity to participate in your life. So for that being said, right, I don't disagree. The sport bikes all need to go. Those things are very uncomfortable. But for me, being 62 years old, to think I can ride a crotch rocket, I think that's pretty cool. Because when I'm 72 years old, I doubt I'll be able to ride a crotch rocket. So as you get older in life, I've always have said so many times on my channel, this is all about me as I get older in life, of being able just to continue to ride anything I want within hand's reach. And I accomplished that, but it's not going to last forever. And I always knew that eventually, even forget financial responsibilities, I always knew that at some point you're going to have to probably just part this stuff, because you just don't have the physical capability or the confidence to ride this stuff. Some people do. Everybody ages differently. Everybody, like my dad, I'm going to tell you straight up, my dad 10 years ago, think about this, my dad, he was 82 years old. I've got pictures of him being out in jobs with me doing physical labor. It's like my father has aged very well. It just isn't until the last few years the hardships of him aging and knee issues have really kind of caught up with him. But my dad, it's incredible. He's been very athletic and very youthful most of his life. I can tell you now, you and I have met people that are 65 years old, 70 years old, and you think they're 80. And there's many people that are my age or even younger that can't even ride motorcycles because of their physical capabilities. So I do know there's definitely people out there. I've had people reach out on my channel, saying I'm 80 years old and I'm still riding a motorcycle, blah, 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 blah. So everybody ages differently. It's just your genetic makeup, and it's your lifestyle. I mean, if you're a heavy drinker, a heavy smoker, you eat all the time, I mean, those things always start to play out in your life. Doing drugs, worry, all those things. Do you stay physical? Do you just sit around all day? All that stuff starts to really creep into your age as you get older on how really active you are. And my goal has always been to continue to stay active. I don't just want to sit down. I mean, that's a challenge for me. Like, I could sell my company today and cash out and put all this stuff to bed and have money to kind of carry me along. But then what am I going to do? I mean, the problem is the social media machine that I've worked my ass off on, that I thought would hopefully evolve to my next chapter of my life, it's extremely challenging, and it just isn't playing out. And that's what's so disappointing, is I really wanted to move on from what I've done for 40 years of being in the physical manual labor business, truck driver, and then the telephone industry, the gas station vending industry. It's all manual labor. It's all driving cars, trucks around, crawling on hands and knees, fixing things, doing jobs, pouring concrete, digging ditches, constant maintenance. It's a lot of work. And so for me, I was only hoping that my whole grand plan of becoming the Iceman guy, of the guy that owns so many different cars, motorcycles, and trucks, was a guy that could really relate with so many people with the different flavors of me saying, yeah, man, I can really tell you, if you're 60 plus years old and you're not in really good top physical condition, you're not going to be able to ride this motorcycle. You won't even be able to get into this body position. Oh, there's dog crap. Didn't even know that. You wouldn't even get into the dog crap. Yeah, when did that happen? Jesus Christ, man. We just had all the dogs out. But anyways, your body style, you're a crotch rocket. You're scrunched up. Your body locks up. I mean, I have friends that are younger than me. They can't sit on that motorcycle because their body totally locks up on them. I know that. I've ridden these bikes where my body starts locking up on me, where I'm having to stretch my legs out as I'm going down the road. So, so once again, the point is, somebody came to me and said, hey, I'm 60 years old. What would be a good motorcycle for me? Well, it's going to come down to your stature, your physical capability, how long you've been riding, blah, 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 blah. But I have the experience of being on different types of motorcycles, from trikes. I can tell a guy straight up, if you buy a Harley-Davidson trike, you're a fool. You're a fool. I can tell somebody the Triumph Rocket, yeah, this is an incredible straight line bike. This is not the backroads bike. These tires are huge. They're huge. They don't cut the corners. The same thing with this Breakout. This is a really great straight line bike. Backroads, you can't do it. You're dragging the pedals. I mean, it's not designed for that. It's a boulevard cruiser. Is it a cool looking bike? It is. Is it fun? It is. But you don't have a lot of storage capability. A person said, what about the Street Glide? That's a heavy motorcycle. It's a very heavy motorcycle. I mean, so the city bike, the black motorcycle back there, that's more of an upright, very nimble, very light motorcycle. That's a great bike if you're just going to be doing the city. That's why they call it the city bike. It's not an open highway, long-term riding bike. You'd be a fool. The Lowrider ST, this is a great bike, I think, for the person that's not a real big person. That bike's too tight for me. It's too small. The way the pegs are, the foot controls. And I guess you can rechange things, but that bike there just doesn't fit me. That to me is more of a smaller framed person and a woman's more style bike. You go to the Road Glides, I was never a big fixed fairing person. And the reason I wasn't is because the way they shaped these handlebars. This is a very unique feel when you get on this motorcycle. And when you get on a motorcycle, it's a very weird position of how your body is and how your arms. So it doesn't feel, it's a funky feel. It doesn't feel as confident as my CVO ST, where it was a straight bar. That was a much more like this here. Up here is a much more confident style ride. Even the Street Glide, it's not such a radical type of feel. These the Road Glides, no, don't go poop. I'm going to put you guys upstairs. There's already steel look in your face. Get over here. Come on, boy. I've been cleaning his ears to hoping get him better. Yeah, so I can go through the list of these motorcycles, and I can honestly tell people, and I've ridden other manufacturers' motorcycles to kind of, to be able to kind of experience what works, what doesn't. And come here, pups. Go upstairs. Let's see you upstairs so you don't crap in my office. Come on, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Crap on my floor down here. Get. Yeah, so move my way. So what I'm trying to radiate back to you is on how, for me, I can honestly tell you from my own riding experience of what the differences are between all these motorcycles and different styles, and like the Honda Goldwing. The only negative of the Honda Goldwing is it's such a big bike, but your body position is way up in the air. You're propped way up. And the way the steering is, this is a mono front suspension shock. So this bike has a very unique personality, and it's a really nice motorcycle, but it doesn't give you that true V-twin excitement. This bike here is a very nice motorcycle, but it doesn't give you the same feel and thrill of having a V-twin motor between your legs and that nice exhaust rumbling going down the road. So there's a fine line there. If you want to go, just feel like you're the guy that want to get out in the open road and make some noise and the wind in your hair and blah blah blah. The Harleys and even the Indians are a great product for that. The Hondas, it's a whole different personality. It isn't the same type of ride. It's just, I don't know how to really narrow it down to get that into. So one of the subscribers yesterday unsubscribed from my channel because I sold my CVO ST. I was like, wow. I'm like, really? So the only reason I get it, but he's like, but you didn't really ride that thing much, but I'm unsubscribing your channel now because you got rid of your CVO ST. Well, hey, buddy, if you'd helped me make the payment on it, then I probably wouldn't have got rid of it. Hey, if you would have paid me some money for it, why didn't you buy one? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it's like, use me as the problem. Right, I'm the problem. Whatever there. So once again, for my 5.5 years of efforts on my channel, it just stumps me that this is no lie. There's Rebel upstairs that is trying to lick Scout's mouth, and Scout's trying to bite him, and then Rebel's crying like a little baby dog. This is what you deal with all these different dogs that about drive you nuts by the end of the day of babysitting these dogs that have their own little personalities about driving you nuts. So once again, it's 5.5 years later. I think it's incredible how my channel has been more successful and more interaction than ever on the drama series of my life. And that's why I kept the channel going. I knew that. I knew that by me exposing myself to share with everybody how I'm not a rich guy. I'm just a crazy guy that takes a lot of risk. And I'm blown away, which I'm happy. I'm very happy because more than ever on my channel, I'm getting interaction of people relating to me in my life, in their hardships and their good ships, and getting to witness the reality of life. So my channel is, Ice Age TV is drama age. It's drama age TV. The Ice Age TV is kind of kaput. It's, kaput. There's no more entertainment of watching me go buy something. But it didn't do much. I mean, it did things because it did get the channel to get attention and it grew it, but it didn't go by leaps and bounds like I thought. Like when I bought this Camaro Z28, I've said it on my channel 100 times. How many people own a Camaro Z28? How many people own GT500s? I had two. I mean, I can go through the list of all the collection of cars that I had. And it's beyond believable that the amount of attention I got was just not much of anything. And I said this to Joe years ago. He was always pushing me to make a car YouTube channel. I said, but everybody does that. Everybody out there and their brother is trying to be the car YouTuber guy that rides around their car and brags about their car and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work. You got to be a drag racing guy. So the way it works is you're gonna have to be the guy that I would have to be. No doubt in my mind, if I was a guy to mod this Camaro, take it to the track, you start following me. But then I'll back up and I'll honestly tell you that I do know through car forums, Mustang forums, of certain individuals that have gone out to extreme work of sharing their shop, their builds, their racing, and their channels. The channel is, a decent, good channel, but it never got like big, it never got like huge for all the amount of effort I've seen this guy put into it. And it's just like, wow, even for me, it's like, wow, this guy is so cool. He knows all about the Mustangs. He knows how to race them. He goes to all these big tracks. And the list goes on and on and on. So here's Roland reaching out, and this is what cracks me up when I get these messages. So he's right. So Roland, he's got a life. He actually goes and does something. So Roland, he's down in Tennessee riding motorcycles. And he's got a life. he wasn't stupid to go out and buy 7 dogs and buy 50 vehicles. So listen to Rebel. This is what goes on all day long. You hear this? Yeah. This is Rebel and Scout. This is their interaction throughout the whole day. Yeah, have I lost it yet? Yeah, right. So going back to the amount of information I have, it doesn't grab the attention that I give you when I talk about the family stories. I mean, it's incredible. So Brian K has a friend wants to buy this Africa Twin. There's nothing here. If he wants to pay me the price that it is for brand new, then tell him he can come get it. But I wish I could tell you I owed 10 grand on this thing. It doesn't work. You know, I think people get lost in what I do. So the Africa Twin, I bought this I think like a year ago, and I paid full retail for it. And we buried negative equity into it. I think we traded a motorcycle. I traded a motorcycle for a motorcycle. So my guess is I owe 19 or 20 grand for this motorcycle. So for Brian, I appreciate you thinking about me. Try me out. But I don't think your friends would be excited about buying an Africa Twin that he can go to a dealership, find a leftover one, probably for about 17 to 18 grand. So I just can't see the... look at this. It is insane. So Rebel and Scout... Rebel just doesn't give up. He doesn't give up on, harassing. He's wanting to lick Scout's nasty carcass mouth. That's what it's all about. Oh my gosh, right? So anyways, so the ongoing adventure. So here's really where it's all going. I think that really sadly, I don't disagree with Bob. I'm gonna have to get numbers on the Fireblade. I'm just gonna have to. I mean, even though I hate to let go of my Hondas. But I think I don't have any choice. So I think all 3 of these will be gone. The Goldwing I can't get rid of. It's like Africa Twin. I'll have to write a check. So the Goldwing and Africa Twin will be here. I never did get an email from Chris. Now who's looking for me? Cracks me up on how people... What happens when I notice in social media and texting... People get bored, and then they have time just to start texting the hell out of you. You know what I mean? I noticed that. It's like people go silent, and all of a sudden, I just start getting a gazillion texts from people I haven't heard from for a while. And it's like, obviously, you got nothing to do today, because now you're texting me of all your adventures and everything going on in your life. So apparently, you're now in a timeout mode of nothing to do. So you're going to reach out to Iceman and start, expecting me to drop everything I'm doing and to start playing with you right now. No, sorry. I mean, this goes on all the time. I mean, it really does. So I think that's, and, so really I'm trying to round up the conversation here, and I got to go to work and take care of major issues that are going on in my business that just aren't ending. And so I guess I'm really trying to convey to you is the whole collection in the garage is just going to go away. But it's not going to happen overnight. So what's kind of unfortunate and sad to me is I worked so hard to build a channel to bring entertainment and such the coolest stuff for everybody to be able to see in my shop. And I really think as time progresses, it's going to be like the driveway. As you see, the driveway is pretty much empty for the most part. It's all gone away because I can't afford it. It's too expensive. And what I thought I could accomplish didn't play out. And it's not me here harboring or crying on your shoulder. That isn't the conversation. The conversation is, hey, the channel, as I said, is slowly evolving to something else. And as time goes on, they'll just continue to evolve to something else. And it's something, go to the dealership and do a car review. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I am not going to spend my day driving around to car dealerships begging to drive the latest, greatest car, and then we sit there and go to you, hey, look at this car here. These are all the blah, 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 which you can get from Motor Trend Magazine, Car and Driver, Auto Week. Gazillion other guys out there do this stuff. I have no interest in it. That's boring to me. Extremely boring. My adventures have been me showing you the antics of me going buying something, trading something, blah, 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 blah. That was a lot of fun. But now I'm going to a car dealership to go do a test drive in a car and try to propose to you, I think this would be a good car for you to buy. No, that isn't who I am. That's not the channel. Do you really think you would be drawn to my channel if I had, I mean, think this through for a second. Let's just say for hell of it, I never had all these cars. And I populated on YouTube, and all you saw me do was go to a car dealership, and I said, hey, look here, I'm going to show you how to drive this car here, and this is the attributes, the goods and the bads, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's possible you would have been drawn into it, but I mean, I don't really think that would have really, there's a gazillion other people doing the same thing. I say it all the time. I don't know if anybody else has done what I've accomplished on my channel. I don't know if anybody else. I don't. That's gone out and bought hundreds of vehicles in 5-year time frame and has shared all my antics and all my adventures along with other things in the channel of the adventures to Florida, to Tennessee, to popcorn, to boating, to the dogs, to the kid. So my whole channel, and that's what I've always have heard. The reason your channel is not successful is because you have too many different algorithms going you're just all over the place. You're all over the place. You're all over the place. So your channel won't be successful because you're all over the place. You just need to have a channel where all you talk about every day is your breakout Harley Davidson of how bad it is. And eventually just the algorithms will be talking about this. One guy has a breakout. He talks about it every day of his life. This guy has, that's kind of what people tell me is, you got to do the same thing day in, day out, day in, day out. To me, that's boring as hell. That is boring as hell. Who the hell does that? I guess people out there do it, I'm sure. Or I could be the cooking channel. Yeah, I'll pass. But anyways, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. And yeah, I've got a ton of crap going on in my business to deal with. And so it's really going to kind of kills the momentum in some ways. Let me try to figure out what's going on. So somebody here is trying to get a hold of me. The texting's going off the hook. And so now Roland is sharing his whole life story with me this morning. So that's what's going on. Roland is now texting me, 9 o'clock in the morning, his whole adventure going to Tennessee, all his stories, all his pictures. Okay. Hey, Roland, I do have to actually run a business. You're retired, I know that. I'll check it all out later, Roland. But, hey, I'll be right on top of that, all right? I mean, so don't take it the wrong way, everybody. But it's just the whole point is, why don't you do this like at 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening when I'm chilled out and I'm just sitting out here to what everybody thinks I'm drinking myself to oblivion. And, yeah, that's what I do. I start drinking early, everybody. You don't know it, but I hit the sauce and, yeah, I do it all day. There's Rebel. Listen to him. Would that about drive you nuts? And I know the people go, oh, you separate them. You separate them. Okay. Duh. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know you separate dogs. Yeah, you just separate them. That's how you change that. Huh. Wow, really? All right, that's it. Hope everybody has a blessed day. Stay tuned for more adventures on Ice Age TV. What the hell it'll be? I have no idea. God bless.